Welcome to Cooking Fun with Joanna. With Joanna, that's me. I am the owner of Nutrition in Motion. I am a holistic nutrition coach, and I specialize in inflammation, GI distress, and basically you feeling not like yourself. So it's all about feeding the body, the mind, the soul, so that everything comes back into balance and the body starts to heal itself. So one way to fuel the body and the mind, and actually your creativity, is to do cooking and cooking at home. So tonight's class, we are going to be making red snapper, and it's going to be Jamaican style. So I will read you the ingredients, even though the ingredients will be listed below. There's some olive oil. It's going to be about 2 or 3 tablespoons of that, because you're going to actually have some for the fish and some for the vegetables. And you're going to need 2 big pans, because you're going to put vegetables in one and the fish in a different one. And then the vegetables are going to go on top of the cooked fish. Make sense?
Yep.
I didn't have carrots. I forgot to buy carrots, I should say. So I'm going to use a potato instead. But it's 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm going to use a large onion, or you can use 2 medium onions, and we're going to cut them into strips. Fennel bulb, which, if you don't know what a fennel bulb looks like, this is what a fennel bulb looks like. We're going to be using this bottom part. If you don't have a fennel bulb, you can use, what you guys have, bok choy. You can use bok choy, or you could use cabbage. Then we're going to have some cauliflower in there. Oh, I forgot to get the kalamata olives. Kalamata olives, lemon juice, thyme, peppercorns, allspice berries, salt, pepper, and of course, I have some fresh wild red snapper with the skin, with the head, but it's all been cleaned out, so I don't really have to do much with it. But I'm going to go ahead and go get the olives, because can't cook without the olives. Where are my olives? So I think the vegetables take a little bit longer than the fish. So we're going to go ahead, and if you've got an electric stove, you definitely have to turn the big pan on. I'm using this, it's called a 3-quart pan, but I was gonna see I think this is a 10-inch.
I got a 5-quart pan.
All right, so you'll just have to stir it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. You can go ahead and turn that on. Put it on medium low heat. We're just gonna let that warm up. We're not even gonna put the oil in yet. Now we're gonna go ahead and start with I have these big onions. So I'm gonna start with the onions, and we're gonna use a big butcher knife. I did sharpen mine right before we started, so that I could be sure to cut the onion and not have it slip, because that's always
Already pre-gamed.
It's a fear, but it's like, you know what, we just have to be careful with these things. But you want a sharp knife, but you just want to make sure your fingers don't get in the way.
Yeah, if you look, I already pre-gamed.
Well, you're ahead of everybody, including me.
So you don't want to be the special ingredient?
What's the special ingredient?
Your finger.
Yeah, well, that's not such a special ingredient. You know, I actually, years ago, I did actually cut my finger cutting something. I don't know if it was an onion or potatoes or what, but I had nicely sharp knives. And yeah, I got my finger caught in there, and I ended up, I'm like, I still have to finish cutting all this stuff before I cook. So I took a paper towel, wrapped around my finger, and then took one of those disposable gloves and put it on top. So that way it had the pressure from the glove, and it had the pressure from the paper towel. And then I just continued cooking.
Yeah, well, I did that with the blade of my Ninja, and I didn't even realize how bad I cut myself. So I was like, oh
look, yeah,
look, I'm gushing blood.
And you take the end of the knife, and I should probably sharpen the end of my knife too, because sometimes that's the part that slips. And with the onion, you want to make sure that one layer that's really thin is off. And you're gonna basically cut this into thirds. You're gonna keep this tail on, and then you're just gonna slice this into, and we're talking like 2 millimeters wide. So if you don't have a sharp knife, it's really hard to cut that that small of a slice. I'm gonna try to do that last little bit here. Oh, I'm telling you, these onions, strong.
Oh, I know. The one Steve had was really strong.
Woo. I think I have to walk away. Woo. I am crying like nobody's business. So
Yeah, the one Steve had was really strong.
Woo.
The
I
onion.
am literally like, I can't even see straight. My eyes hurt. I'm usually not that sensitive to onions, but man, that one is just unbelievable. Good thing I put mascara on, you know? I'm sure that's all running now. I'm gonna try to do the other one. Maybe I can do the other one faster. Or maybe, see, there's that layer that you want to get rid of, because that one will flip every single time you try to cut it. And that would make for a cut finger for sure. And those kind of surprises are never good. So I'm gonna cut this again into thirds and then cut it into the thin slices. And hope that my eyes don't start tearing a second time. What if I put tears in my food? Is that good?
Let's make it salty.
Show you the love.
And then you gotta dig your nails into the end so it doesn't slip. And then you get to a point where you just can't do anymore. All right, so you're gonna put that into your pan. You already put the 2 tablespoons of olive oil in, I hope.
Oh, not yet.
Put the 2 tablespoons of olive oil in. And I would say you wanna just make sure it's all kind of covered. Oh, look, and I got a skin in there. Oh, well. Whew. Now that I stuck that pan right under my nose. Oh, my eyes are going all over again. All right, so next we're gonna cut the cauliflower and it doesn't matter. I'm gonna do the potato and you're gonna do the carrots. And you're gonna cut them in matchsticks.
She didn't have cauliflower. She didn't have carrots, so she's in potato.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put a potato into mine. I actually got these really cool potatoes the other day. These are Japanese sweet potatoes. And look, they're purple on the inside. Isn't that cool? So I might put that in here too. I might do half a regular potato and half of this Japanese one just because I want color. So the trick is to cut it into fourths while it's on its end like this, and then cut it into like 1/3 of an inch slices so that they're little matchsticks. And now when you get to the bottom, you gotta kind of take it apart. You can cut it, the last bits into matchsticks. And I'm sorry, I'm sniffling over here. I don't have a cold, I just cut onions. And then you're gonna add that into the pan too. Now I'm gonna do my potato, the regular potato. And do the same thing. Put it on its end here, cut it into slices, and now I'm gonna cut it into like 1/4 inch matchsticks. All right, so I got my potatoes done. Next, we're gonna do the same thing with the fennel ball.
You're just cutting the fennel into strips, right?
Yes. And you're basically using half of it. So if you can see this, you're basically, depending on how big are your bok choys? You're either gonna use one or two.
Yeah, well, they weren't real big.
So you'll probably use two.
Well, actually, I cut mine up and the pieces were still big, so I cut them up again. So it should be more than enough.
So yeah, so it should be about probably about half to 3/4 of a cup.
Yeah, something like that.
So with the fennel bulb, you cut it in half, cut the bottom off. I might actually use this one, I don't know. But you're gonna do the same thing. I'm actually gonna take this outer piece off just because, but I'm gonna cut that into thirds and then cut it into the strips.
Where did you find your fennel at?
Pardon me?
Where did you get your fennel at?
I got it at Wegmans.
I know, it's like the only place we didn't go.
We were going to go there too.
Well, next time. You know, it was hit or miss because, you know, sometimes they don't have it either, but I tried to buy everything at the Asian market because their produce is usually really good and so are the prices. But the guy said, oh, well, we should have fennel bulb on Wednesday or Thursday. That's too late. All right, so you're gonna have to mix your vegetables. Otherwise, your onions are gonna be totally caramelized, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but they might be burning. I think I'm just gonna use that half of a fennel and that's it. And then we're gonna use basically a half a cup of the cauliflower, also cut into slices.
Half a cup or a cup? 'Cause it says a
Half.
cup.
I mean, if you want to use a whole cup, you can do that. It's really totally up to you. There's no. But this is how we're getting our veggies in. And the cauliflower has an ingredient called indole-free carbonol, which helps to lower levels of estrogens in the body, which can be really good. Plus, it's high in sulfur compounds, and the sulfur compounds also lower inflammation. So you're gonna chop off that stem from the cauliflower, and I'm gonna see how much cauliflower I have here. Since my cauliflower is so huge, I just decided I would do an 1/8 to start with. So you're gonna cut that into slices. And then you're gonna have to turn your cutting board to get it more into strips. And then once you cut it, well, I'm gonna just move mine over. You can just add that right into the rest of it.
We had the flat top. It's perfect for the flat top.
And if you have a fresh cauliflower, it doesn't,
Yeah.
at least this time, mine's not splattering all over the place. Usually it's on the floor, it's everywhere.
Yeah, we just bought a flat top grill for out back.
Oh, nice.
Something like this would be perfect on there.
Yeah, it would actually be really good for the fish,
Oh yeah.
especially. So this is what it should be looking like. I don't think I need more light on there. But this is gonna take a good 10-15 minutes to really cook. And we're gonna try not to stir it too much so it caramelizes a little bit. Oh, look, I have one big piece of potato in here. Oh, who let that happen? All right, now I got I got matchsticks again. Oh, here's another one. This is how you play with, put color into your food. You buy potatoes that are purple.
Mhm.
But these I've only seen, this is a bigger one. I've only seen these at that Asian market. But they're called Japanese sweet potatoes.
Are we cooking the fish in a separate pan?
Yes. Yes, because there's no way you're gonna stick it all into here. If you add a little bit more oil into it, then you can. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more into mine so it doesn't stick as much. If I had the non-stick, then I could get away with what I already poured in. I'm gonna move that over here, and we're gonna salt and pepper the vegetables. And now that it's like 900 degrees outside, I'm even more liberal with my salt. And then we're gonna put the pepper in here as well. And then we're gonna put the thyme. Oh, it was supposed to be 3 sprigs of fresh thyme, but you're gonna put a teaspoon or tablespoon of, yeah, teaspoon of thyme on the veggies.
Vegetables?
Yep.
The veggie tails.
What about the allspice?
Well, we somehow have to crack the allspice. So this is gonna be the fun part. I'm just gonna move this over here and see if I can actually do it. But I'm gonna take I don't know if I can do this or not. I should probably, wait.
Gina already has her ground.
Well, if you have ground, then put in a half a teaspoon of that in there. But I'm gonna take these peppercorns, and so they don't go splattering all over my kitchen, I'm gonna take the end of my knife and crush them. And that way I've got my crushed allspice. You're gonna pour that in here too. I think I might actually cover it a little bit. Make it cook faster. And we're gonna be adding some lemon juice into it, but not yet. We're gonna go ahead and start with the heating up the other pan so we can get the fish started. It's gonna be a medium low, medium heat. And now I've got to play with the fish.
You didn't put the olives in yet, correct?
No, not yet. I'm gonna let this kind of cook a little bit longer.
All right. Did you put the lemon juice in yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
But I find that a lot of times, once you put the liquid in,
Yeah.
you don't get that caramelized flavor. And that's where all the flavor comes from, is from the vegetables caramelized. So we'll put that in near the end, and we'll also add a little bit of it with the, might actually add a little bit to the fish, but all I can tell you is it smells good. All right, so I'm gonna move my cauliflower out of the way. And now, the fun of fish. Here's my fish. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut mine down the middle a little bit more. So I ended up getting the whole fish. And
Yeah,
maybe
that's
that
what we
wasn't-
did, but I had her fillet it, but she let, I wasn't sure if the skin had to be on it, so like an idiot, I sat here and cut the skin off.
You know what? It doesn't matter. Either way, it works. But the challenge is trying to find where the bones are.
That's why I had her do that.
Right. And then kind of fillet it open. I'm gonna cut the head off though on mine. At least I don't have the scales. This is another reason why you want a good knife, because otherwise you can't cut through it. But I want to get it a little bit more kind of filleted on one side, so that when you're gonna put it out, at least if you have the whole fish, you're gonna lay it out spread eagle like this. So go ahead and put a little bit of that oil into that pan. And I'm using the non-stick specifically because I don't want the fish to stick. And I know my fish is not going to stink because it's a fresh fish. I just got it yesterday. And I'm going to try to put both of my fish into the same pan. Amazing how the second time is a little bit easier. Oh, maybe I said that too. Maybe I spoke too soon.
Can I put the fish in now, or
Pardon me?
can I put my fish in now?
Yes, you're gonna put the fish in now. I'm just gonna put the other fish head off. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of salt and pepper on that fish. And I'm gonna go wash my hands. They're all fishy. It'll probably be a good 7 minutes per side. And I'm probably not gonna flip mine, because that'll just be too much work.
Mhm.
I'm gonna put a little bit of salt and pepper on here. I probably should have had mine filleted, because now I'm gonna have to deal with the bones too. But they won't be that bad once it's cooked. All right, we're gonna cook this a little bit more. Now we're gonna cut up those olives and put in the lemon juice. Okay?
The olives go in with the vegetables.
Yes, the olives go with the vegetables. Because what we're gonna do is actually take all the vegetables and put it on top of the fish. So
Okay.
whatever sauce there is and stuff like that, it's all gonna be from the vegetables. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So let's see if I can.
Did you
get
put the lemon juice in yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
I was gonna cut the olives first. So I'm gonna take my smaller knife and smaller cutting board. And what did I say, 6 olives?
Yeah.
I'll probably eat one too, because I like olives. So if you can cut them lengthwise and kind of cut them into I guess they'll kind of look like matchsticks too, you know what I mean? I mean, you could do it in half moons too, but I think it'll look nicer when they're cut into strips. Can you see the strips that I have?
Yep.
So easiest is to cut the olive in half and then cut them into slices. Oh, I just got one olive. I decided to eat one
Yeah.
and they didn't take the pit out.
Oh, geez.
All right. You're gonna put that into your. You're gonna put that in with the vegetables. I'm also gonna put a teeny bit of the olive juice in here. Now I'm gonna pick out another olive. I'm gonna bring a quarter cup of lemon juice in here. And if somebody didn't want to do lemon, you could probably also do white wine. I think that could be a really good addition. I think I have some white wine. I might actually pour a little bit in. I'm gonna pour a little bit of white wine in there too. Need a little bit of
Wine.
white wine. I'm gonna mix all this together and then cover it.
Right there, going down.
How's your fish looking?
Good.
I can hear mine starting to cook, but I'm not seeing it turn white yet. Because the red snapper is definitely, as you can see, it's definitely pink. And we want it to be more translucent. So it might take a little while. But we can be patient, right? I guess in this particular case, I don't have much of a choice. And the good thing is if you have the skin on, if you don't have the skin on and you're starting to see the white coming around the edges, then you can actually flip your fish. And I might actually flip mine so that I can get it to cook a little bit faster. But mine's only starting to get to that point of flipping. But when you have the skin on, you can actually leave that skin facing down and then it doesn't stick to the pan. Or if it gets burnt, it doesn't matter because it's the skin. So I am actually going to flip mine. And I have a piece here that got stuck to the pan. That's how you know it's cooked because the skin comes right off.
Ah,
Oh, there's a little piece that I can cheat. I can cheat and actually try it. But that's the color that you want it to be when it's cooked. Can you see how it's white?
yeah.
That's how you want it. That's how you know it's cooked. Oh, it's good. I'm gonna pour a little bit of wine into mine. I just put some white wine into my fish. And I'm gonna see if my vegetables are cooking. They're getting there. That's why I'm gonna continue keeping them covered because I want them to continue cooking. And while we're gonna wait for it to cook, the classes are now, these cooking fun with Joanna cooking classes are now the 2nd and 4th Tuesday of every month. That way you can put it in your calendar. And you can come join us a little bit more regularly because it'll be a little bit easier to plan. Okay?
I made something the other day you might like.
Pardon me?
I made something the other day you might like. My mother used to make it. It's
Right.
like an eggplant relish.
Oh, nice.
You take 2 eggplants and 2 green peppers and bake them until they're nice and soft. And then you peel the eggplant, put everything in a bowl with an onion, chop
Okay.
it all up, some vinegar, some garlic, some salt, and eat it cold.
Nice. So it's a salad, right?
Yeah. I'll have Gina drop some off for you.
That would be awesome. Or I'll swing by over there. So the
can
next
do that
one is
too.
coming from the Mediterranean cookbook because we're gonna go Mediterranean next time. This one was Jamaican, now we're going Mediterranean. And we're doing something called tavuk izgara. It's Turkish. So it's gonna be Turkish grilled chicken with yogurt and cumin. And I haven't decided what vegetables to go along with it, but I'm sure by next time, by the time I list it on Facebook and post it, it'll be ready. But that one is gonna be, I'm kind of, it just sounded good.
As long as I can't taste the yogurt, I'll be fine.
Cumin, garlic, paprika, ground pepper and lemon. So it'll be pretty simple, but you know, trying to find the vegetable that will complement it, that's gonna be what I have to still work on. And maybe I'll just open the book to the vegetable section and find and just pick something. No, that's not vegetables. Hey, there's a Sardinian vegetable saute. Do you think you want that? Yeah, we'll do that. A Sardinian vegetable saute. So that'll be with broccoli and spinach. Okay?
Yep.
Sounds good.
All right. So the fish looks to me like it's done. But I'm gonna flip it over just to find out. And mine is still not quite done because I still have some pink spots in mine. So I'm flipping mine back over. I need to get the rest of it cooked, but I have some of it cooked.
Well, most of mine's cooked.
All right, then yours is ready. I have some of mine ready, so I'm gonna actually start putting it on a plate. Oh, I did take out a plate already. But I'm ahead and behind myself. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the piece that's already cooked and put some of that on my plate. Yeah, I just got this one piece here that is resisting the cooking thing. And I'm not sure why. Actually, I think I know why. It's because it's right on the bone.
Anything?
So that's what my fish looks like. And now I'm gonna
Here's
grab
mine.
some of those vegetables.
Here's what mine looks like.
Did you already have try your vegetables?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Put them on there now.
I'm gonna put the vegetables on top of the spinach. I mean, the spinach. I'm thinking spinach of already next week's, the next class. Go ahead and turn off your oven. This is what yours should look like. It's not really saucy, but we're gonna take some of that. I'm gonna put mine right next to it and a little bit on top. And how, does yours look kind of like this too? Steaming, piping hot?
Yep.
And that's the way it should be, right? Oh yeah, yours looks awesome too. I'm gonna wait, pull it up and I get there. I want to take a picture of both of them. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna change the, hold on. I'm gonna pin you to the, so there, now we have both of them. Awesome. And now we gotta wait till the, now we gotta wait for the,
For what?
the food to cool. It does look good, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
So you guys, if you want to get started, you may. I'm gonna turn my fish off because I think it's done. It's gotten to where it needs to be. And hopefully, okay, mine's still steaming quite a bit, but I think it's time for us to try. All right, so,
Need
A little-
smell-o-vision.
pardon me?
I said we need smell-o-vision.
Yeah, we need smell-o-vision for sure. So I am going to try mine. Ooh. That is really nice together. Have you tried yours yet or no?
Now we're
Yeah.
gonna try it now.
This is really, really good. I think I say that every single week, but every single week I'm kind of surprised. I'm like, wow, this is quite the combination. And it really didn't take that long.
No, it didn't.
No, that's what I like about fish. It's fast.
I mean, this is literally 35 minutes. And you've got a fabulous meal. And I really, the flavors really go together well. I could probably put more time into it.
No, they're good. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. I think it's awesome. So our next class, second Tuesday of, gosh, is it already September?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so the second week of September is what is the question?
Getting my calendar. Probably the 6th or the 7th.
It's gonna be the 7th. No, that's, yeah, because the 1st is actually next week.
Yeah.
So the 7th is gonna be our cooking class. Okay,
Yep.
and we're gonna be making that tavukisgara, the Turkish style grilled chicken with yogurt and cumin with the Sardinian vegetable saute. So enjoy. Let me know how it turns out, how yours turns out. And if you forgot to send me my $10 donation, then please do so through Venmo or PayPal.
Will do.
And we will see you in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
If you have any other questions, just reach out to me, Joanna, at nutritioninmotion.net.